iDigiView presents Getting Started with Digital Signage Client, Part 3 of 3, Play Commands. Play commands provide flexibility in developing effective digital signage and are to be copied and pasted into playlists to perform special functions. We open the Play Context folder and begin with Playtime. Playtime commands are used for scheduling media to play at different times of the day, different dates and times, different specific durations of time, and so on. We will open the date and time command properties to see how we can configure it. Now you'll see that the start date and end date have dates in them. The start time and end time have time in them. This has 2008. We'll bring that current simply by selecting today, which is July 1st. So what we have here is on July 1st, content that follows this command will begin to play at 1531, which is 331, and end at 1818, which is 618. Now all the playtime commands have the same fields. It's just a matter of what combination of fields are in use. So in essence, you can say that these playtime commands are templates. Now the most commonly used playtime command is duration. And duration can be used for the duration of media or the duration of signage. So we're going to look at configurations and landscape configurations. If I right click on landscape configuration, it is set to play 20 seconds each. So each one of these templates, which are 13, will play for 20 seconds. There's also a central duration command called default settings, and it's located in our setup folder. And it's really a main command. I'll open it up for controlling image play and for flash that has no endpoint. So any image or flash without an endpoint that does not have another play command associated with it, those images will play for 5 seconds and the flash will play for 10 seconds. And you can change that to whatever duration that you desire. Now we're going to look at an example. The retail signage template was changed so I could have a playtime example. And I will play it first. I have to select it. And then we'll also look at how it's configured. So we look at the products and entertainment tier or zone, and that's your main zone. From 9 to 2, it was playing French bread and cheesecake. Now it's 5 o'clock or so here now, so from 2 to 6:30 p.m. it's playing the 3 images that you see below here. Then the vertical tier or zone, which is your menu items, from 9 until 6:30 it's playing your burgers, salads, and drinks. And in the afternoon it's added oranges and latte. And the menu items are playing for 10 seconds. The orange and latte only plays for 6 seconds. The store name, the pizza, is playing for the default time of 5 seconds, but we wanted to emphasize the iCoffee House name, so we made it play for 15 seconds. There are actually 2 tickers, so we're playing them each for 1 minute. So it cycles through 1 minute after. And we'll go on to play commands. The stretch on command provides a way to have content display in its natural form, as all content in our application by default stretches to fit the tier or zone that it is playing in. The transition random command provides a way to have images transition in different ways, such as a circle in and out, random wipe, vertical horizontal blinds, and so on, similar to the slide transition function in PowerPoint. So we will open up an example, a random transition example. We'll play it so you can observe it. And you will see in the main tier or zone, you'll see a little white around the top and bottom here and on the sides here, meaning it's not fit to the actual edges of the zone. It's not stretched. And you see the transition is a random transition from one item to the other. So we'll look at the transition random properties, and we see that the stretch is set to no. We don't want to stretch it. Well, let's stretch it. Let's make it fit. I think it'll look great. And we'll change the transition from random to random dissolve. And we will save it. And we'll replay this example. And you see now that the images are transitioning with a dissolve. And you don't see any white around the edge. So it is stretched to fit the zone or tier. And we'll move on to the next command, which is a set image slideshow duration command. It's used at the top of a playlist to set seconds of play for images nested between Flash or other video content. Now this command is only used if your default image playtime is not acceptable. So those images that are between your videos and so on will normally play at the default time, but if you'd like them to play longer, you could use this command. The set flash duration is used at the top of a playlist to set the seconds of play for Flash content that's nested between many images. And this command is only needed if the Flash content does not have a pre-programmed endpoint. So we have an example of this as well. So we'll just take a look at it here. We'll open the playlist first. And you'll see that there's 3 videos. There's a medical video, Alzheimer's. There's a video, ear infection, and anemia. And after each one, there's a JPEG image. Now, the set image slideshow duration is set to 10 seconds. We'll now move on to the device commands. Now, device commands give us the ability to play TV, camera, DVD devices. Now, the TV commands will require a TV tuner device and proper cables between the PC and the display. I'd like you to see the video on playing TV and signage to see how we use some of the TV commands. Now, in the device configuration folder, which we'll open, we'll just take a look at a couple of these, like the camera configuration. This is a unique one only because in the playlist, camera playlist, we precede the camera device command. So we simply have copied this camera device command and pasted it down here. It's preceded by 2 images, and that's because the drivers on some of these cameras take a while to initiate. So that playing 2 images gives it time to initiate, and then your camera is active. And then we'll take a look at another one, which is your DTV ATS configuration, which is a high-definition antenna TV. And we'll look at the properties of this. And so when we play this particular signage, it'll start playing the TV at channel 11. And you could set that to whatever channel you want it to start at. And then, of course, you can change channels as you desire with an MCE remote, with the keyboard, or with the multimedia keys that are below the Uniplayer. We hope this video has provided sufficient information for you to begin using play commands. All of our signage application modules use the same processes for development, with the EZ module using slightly different terminology and a different folder tree structure. Feel free to email or call if you need help in getting started. iDigiView thanks you for taking time to view this tutorial.